So there's a lot of information flying around out there in regards to the supposed TikTok ban. And I actually have some questions for the people in Congress. And these are not rhetorical questions. These are not gotcha questions. These are questions that I would actually like answers to help me understand what's actually happening here. So my first question to really any member of Congress or any politician is, if TikTok is such a security threat, why is it that members of Congress, and in fact, the Democratic Party itself, they have an official TikTok page, are allowed to be on the app? Like, you could easily just have a rule in Congress that sitting members of Congress and people involved in staffing in the presidency, people that work in Washington, D.C. and or the military, could not be allowed to have the app on their phone without taking it away from every other American. So, again, I ask, if it's so dangerous, why are they allowed to be on it now? Second question, if this is actually about keeping kids safe, which I've heard a lot of politicians say, and less about, China and more about keeping our children safe, how is TikTok's curation and algorithm any different from other social media platforms? Like, how is it so much more dangerous in a way that can't be circumvented by parental involvement? Because if you watch the first TikTok hearing, show, the CEO laid out the various parental controls that are actually quite easily accessed, and I commended the company for that. So how is TikTok different? How is TikTok different in a way, because I understand it's a slightly different algorithm, but how is it any different in a way that parents cannot circumvent? And third question I have is, if this ban is really about national security in regards to the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP, can you give me a single example of a time when the CCP used user data from an American and were able to exploit in any way, shape, or form the United States? Like, point to me an example of a time where China was able to take U.S. user data and use it to do anything negatively against the United States. Because if it's happened, you have a leg to stand on for sure. But I've never read about it. Not saying it hasn't happened. I'm just unaware. I would like to be aware if that has happened. And the fourth question I have is, again, if this is about national security, could you provide me an example in which any foreign adversary has used user data from TikTok in any way, shape, or form that has, again, negatively impacted the United States in such a way that couldn't be done on any other social media platform? Because the more I read and hear about this, the more it seems like this isn't really about national security. It seems to be just the United States government being mad that they don't completely control this particular method of spying on people. And I think it seems to me that's where the real problem is. But like I said, these are not rhetorical. These are not gotcha questions. I would just like answers. So I look forward to hearing from anyone in the know.